Hi, I'm Michael, and in this video I want to talk to you about supplementing with creatine. As I mentioned in the previous video about protein after 60, I think that combined with resistance training, protein, creatine is part of what I would call the holy trifecta of muscle building. But first, disclaimer, nothing of what I'm going to talk to you about here is medical advice. It is based on the evidence, but mainly on my also personal experience. So this is not medical advice. You have to talk to your own doctor or other experienced people if you are in doubt. But I'm going to tell you what I do and why I do it. I have been taking creatine daily for around 15 years, and I have never had any kind of problems with that. On the contrary, of course you don't notice any remarkable effects once you have started and your level is consistent, but I would definitely say that when I started it, I felt an improvement in how much I could lift, without doubt, and also some increased muscle volume. When you talk about creatine supplementing, I think that many people, maybe especially elder people, would see this as some kind of gym bro thing, but it's definitely not. It's beneficial to elderly people, and especially if you don't have much muscle from before. It will help you build and sustain muscle when you combine it with enough protein intake and resistance training. It's also safe to say that it is well established that it is both beneficial but also have very few side effects in most people. If you have any special medical conditions where you are in doubt or have serious kidney problems, you should probably consult your doctor before doing any supplementing with creatine. But for most other people, it is without problems starting with creatine. One thing that you will see in other videos is that some people recommend a loading phase, but I would advise against that, because there's a much bigger risk of getting uncomfortable side effects like bloating and maybe a small weight gain when you start with very high doses in order to get loaded faster. And it's not really worth it, I would say. So my recommendation would be to take 5 grams once a day, and you should take creatine monohydrate, which is the most common form and also generally the cheapest. And if you can trust your vendor, I would say go for the cheapest version you can find. I've never had any, I've always done that, and I always buy the cheapest one I can find on the internet. And I've never had any problems, never had any bad experiences. And there's no need to pay more. There's no benefits from choosing other variants or combinations. So just go for the cheapest you can find. That will be a very cost-effective choice, I would say. Creatine is sort of a building stone of adenosine triphosphate, which is what gives your muscles the ability to it's part of the energy supply when you do short bursts of energy, like lifting heavy, or if you're not lifting, just that to stand up from a chair or going up the stairs and that sort of thing, then your muscles will burn adenosine triphosphate, and here creatine has a role in that process. There are some later studies that maybe show a trend, a positive trend for also cognitive functions, but then the doses are much higher, and I still think it's the evidence is not good enough to recommend higher doses, but if you should aim for something, I would go for 5 grams, and even a little more if you're in doubt, and definitely not less, but to go for very high doses, I would not recommend that. And how much is 5 grams? I would say go for a chopped teaspoon. That's usually around 5 grams. If you, which I have not myself had any problems with, but some people might experience bloating in the start, and then it can be a solution to divide it in like two times a day. But I think most people will do just fine with making it once a day. And you can take it any time of the day. It's not really important when you take it and how you take it. I take it in a glass of water every morning, because then I remember it. If I should do it later in the day, there's a risk to forget it, at least on my part. You may not be like that, but I think when taking creatine, consistency, like in a lot of other things, consistency is everything. So I would take it once a day when it best suits your daily routine, and where you can make sure that you do it every day without even thinking about it. So try to find that where that is. Yeah, and just remember that creatine is beneficial, but it's not a wonder supplement. It has to be combined with enough resistance training, and also enough protein and good sleep. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe, and thank you for watching. And until next time, stay strong and adventurous.